Good afternoon, Ian Cooper here with ChasingMarkets.com. I hope this finds you well. The markets are in a state of chaos. The Dow Jones, for example, on your screen right now, is beginning to fail and pull back from its upper Bollinger Band, set at 2 standard deviations above and below the 20-day moving average. From this point, the Dow could potentially test 24,200 if momentum to the downside picks up steam. RSI is overextended and beginning to pivot off of its 70 line. MACD is slightly overextended as well, as is Williams' percentage range, which is currently above its 20 line. With all those confirming an overbought condition, we do expect to see the Dow Jones pull back sharply from this point. We can see something similar on the S&P 500 as well. You can see here it's beginning to pivot lower from its upper Bollinger Band as well. RSI pivoting off its 70 line. MACD beginning to pivot at a point where it last pivoted in June of this year as well. And Williams' percentage range is just beginning to drop lower from its 20 line as well. If momentum to the downside picks up steam, we could potentially drop below the 50-day moving average around 27.63 with a potential test of triple bottom support around 26.96. Another one to keep an eye on is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has been beaten silly over the last couple days, thanks in part to a lot of tech names, especially Facebook. Now you can see here, after challenging double top resistance around 7,900, RSI is beginning to pivot off the 70 line. MACD is beginning to pivot lower as well. And Williams' percentage range has fallen significantly from its 20 line. It's now around its 80 line. Now, typically, when the NASDAQ sees Williams' percentage range around 80, it has a historical tendency to pivot and move in the other direction. So it'll be interesting to see if it can do that at this point, because there is a significant amount of fear in tech names at the moment, which could force the NASDAQ even lower to potentially test double bottom support around 7,400. So right now it's just a wait and see. But right now the markets are in a state of chaos. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next few days, if we get a pivot higher or we move significantly lower from here. Definitely keep these on radar. Again, this has been ChasingMarkets.com. Thanks so much.